Hey everybody, good news, good news. My Apple Pen is finally working. A few hours after when I was meaning to do things. But today we're going to talk about lesson 11-2, and we're going to talk about two more things that people consider to be average, and that would be the median and the mode. A little nicer writing than with my finger. That was weird. Today's date is going to be 5/15/19. So what I want to do is introduce to you a term called the measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency, which is the fancy way of saying tendency. Values that tend to be in the middle of your data, the center of your data, okay? The official definition, though, is mean, median, and mode. Oh, what is that? Median and mode. Those are your measures of central tendency. These values represent average, but from different views. So you remember from the video from yesterday, mean is a mathematical average. You add all the numbers up and you calculate what number mathematically would be the number in the middle. Median is the first one we're going to talk about today. And median is the number physically in the middle, but we have to do a little prep work. So I'm going to write over here, middle, or medium, a lot of people think about. And the definition of a median is when numbers are in order from least to greatest, and I'm going to box that in red because that's very important. A lot of times, probably the biggest mistake kids make is that they just take the numbers the way they're given and they find the number in the middle. Unfortunately, if the numbers aren't in order from least to greatest, it will not be the median. So when numbers are in order from least to greatest, the number physically in the middle is the median. So I'm going to go back and also highlight the word physically. So mean was mathematically in the middle. Median, after the numbers are put in order from least to greatest, is going to be the physical middle. Now, there's two scenarios that can happen. Scenario one, you can have an odd set of data. So for example, 2, 4, 8, 9, 16, and we're going to look for the number that's physically in the middle. So I'm going to share with you one way that I do this. And what I do is I take how many numbers there are, and I want to find the halfway point. So I divide 2 into that, and I get 2 goes in 4 times with 1 left over, so I get 2.5. So what that says is after I look at 2 numbers, the next number would be halfway between. So when I have an odd set of numbers, there's always a number that is physically from the data that's physically in the middle. So this would be your median. Median would equal 8. Now when you have an even set of data, things change just a wee bit. So let's let's have the numbers 3, 5, 9, 10, 12, 15. So I have 6 numbers. So if I divide 6 in half, I get 3. So it's saying after the third number, not the third number, but after the third number would be my median. So you notice I have 3 numbers in front and I have 3 numbers after. Now, because of the fact that I've got, it falls between 2 numbers, I need to find the mean of the 2 middle numbers in order to find the median. So in this case, we may have a median that's not an actual physical number, it's just the place is physically in the middle. So we're going to have 9 plus 10 divided by 2. That's how we add 2 numbers, divide by 2. And that's going to be 2 goes into 19 9 times, which is 18 with 1 left over. So this would be the median is 9.5 or 9.5. Okay. So those are the 2 scenarios that can happen. Now, the next term is the term mode. That's the last measure of central tendency. And mode has 4 letters, starts with M, second letter O, and it sounds like most. Here I start red mode again. Most. And that's really what mode's all about. What got most votes? So the funny thing is there can be more than one, or there could be none. The number or numbers that appear most often. Put a little box around that word most. Okay, most often. I often think about this as being what's popular. So like if you did a survey with kids, what was the most popular choice would be considered the mode. Okay. So again, there could be one. More than one. Or no mode. It just depends on your set of data. So if all the numbers appear the same amount of times, no mode. If one number appears twice and everything else appears once, you have that one mode. This is the guy that appeared twice. Okay? So, bottom line is, when asked to find mean, median, or mode, start by putting numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, so let's do a couple of practices and then we'll go call it a night. So let's start with find the median and the mode of each. So for me, this would be my second page. Oops, second page of notes. Find the median and mode of each. So we're going to present data in a table, and we're going to talk about number of monkeys. Maybe it's at various zoos. And we got some bigger numbers here. We've got 28, 36, 18, 25, 12, 44, 18, 42, 34, 16, and 30. Okay. So we've got 11 numbers, and this is the number of monkeys. Yep, and it's at 11 different zoos. Okay. So we're going to start by putting numbers in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to look, and I've got numbers in the teens, 20s, 30s, and 40s. So let's look at my teens. 18, 12, 18, 16. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So we're going to start with 12, and what I like to do is tick them off so I don't forget. Oh yeah, I didn't get that number. Got 16, and then I have 18, not once, but twice. Okay, then I go to my 20s. So you have a 28 and a 25, and that's it. So it would be 25 comes next, then the 28. Then we have 30s. We have 36, 34, and 30. So 30 would come next, then 34, and then 36. So let's see, we're left with 44 and 42. So 42, and then 44. So here's one thing that I also highly recommend. Count your numbers and make sure that you have 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. I don't have anything wrong. So we want to find median and mode. So let's start with median. I have 11 numbers. So if I cut that in half, I'm going to get 5 and a half. So that means after the fifth number should be my mode. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 28. So I had 5 in front. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in back. I do. So that was easy. Median equals 28. And we can give it a label, monkeys. So that's the median number of monkeys at these zoos. Next guy, I want to see if I have any repeaters. And I do notice I have 18 shows up twice. Everything else shows up once. So that's my mode. So what I love about mode, it's the only one you don't need to calculate. Okay. All right, how about test scores? Now this is a ridiculously small class. 93, 88, 94, 93, 85, 97, and 90. Ooh, pretty good looking class. High averages. So we start exactly the same way. Let's find least to greatest. So let's start with, see, we have 90s and 80s. That's it. All right, so with the 80s, we have an 88 and an 85. So 85 would come first, followed by 88. Now the rest are in the 90s. So I have 93, 94, 93, 97, and 90. So I have 90, and then I have a 93, and another 93, then I have a 94, and then I have a 97. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So we're going to start with median. If I cut 7 in half, I get 3 in half. So the number after the third number would be my median. I have 3 numbers in front, 3 numbers in back. Perfect. So the median would be probably 93, and I would say it would be percent. Sounds reasonable for that label. Let's see, do we have a mode? Do we have anything that repeats? Oh yeah, 93 does. Nothing else does. So there's my mode. And interestingly enough, my mode and my median were the same. Okay. Sorry, my cat is wrestling in a bag. Let's deal with, your favorites. One last real quick one. Let's do some decimals. We're going to do a little chart. We're going to talk about day, And we got 4 days. So this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we're going to do a little line break, and we're going to start at 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. So these are going to be daily high temps. So this would be temperature. Oh no, this would be, yeah, temperature. Okay. And so on Sunday, oh, let me get my numbers here, sorry about that. So I'm just going to do every other one so it's not so messy. There, good. So Sunday got all the way up to 64.4. So we're going to go just below 65. And we'll label it 64.4 degrees. Now Monday got all the way up to 71.2. So higher, 71.2 degrees. And then, ooh, a little chilly on Tuesday, 55.8. So here's a little bit over 55. And then we go 58.2, so a little higher than him. Okay, so again, we start from least to greatest. And we only have 4 numbers, so that shouldn't be too hard to do. Let's see, 60, 70, 50. Well, we just follow the size of the bars, right? That's easy. So 55.8, then comes 58.2, 64.4, and 71.2. So I have 4 numbers. So if I want to figure out the median, it goes in twice evenly. So it's saying after the second one and before the third one, right in between, that's where it's going to be. So I'm going to have to do calculation here. Yep, we were lucky until this point. So let's see when we add. We get a 6, 4, and 8 is 12. We get 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12. Divide that by 2. This is going to go in 6 evenly, once evenly, 3 evenly. So we would say the median is 61.3 degrees. Okay. Now, mode-wise, guess what? Nothing repeats. So we just say mode is none. And there you go. All right. Have fun with this, guys. See you tomorrow.